Hello, everybody. Here we go for another First Impression BJJ episode. First, I would like to ask you guys a huge favor. If you can subscribe and like the channel, that would be a great help so we can keep our Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu content up. And by that, try to motivate more people to train Jiu-Jitsu. Today, as guests, we're going to have Brendan Tran, one of my students, a manager at Bao Sandwich Bar at Waterloo. And he has been training Jiu-Jitsu just for a little while, started during COVID, and has been in love with it. Today, we're going to get to listen a little bit of his journey, and he's here to share it. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you. Hey, Brendan, how's it going, man?
Hey man, pretty good, pretty good. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you. I want to thank you for coming and being on the show. It's pretty good to always be talking to different persons, and I appreciate your time. Okay,
Yeah, thank you for having me. I
no
appreciate it.
problem. So let's talk a little bit about you. As I know, you work at Bao Restaurant, right? At Waterloo.
Yeah.
And so let's just get to know a little bit about yourself. What do you do there?
So yeah, I work at Bao in Waterloo, and I am right now a part-time manager there. And so I do everything from making the food to preparing the food. Just kind of making sure everything runs smoothly and doing that with everyone else. Um, After that, I also am in school right now at University of Waterloo for environmental biology.
Awesome.
Uh,
I didn't know
yeah.
that.
In
Amazing.
my final term this summer. So then I'll be graduating after that.
Oh, really?
And
How long you been going for that?
uh, a little over 5 years now. I made some switches here and there, took a little
Wow.
time off, and then yeah, finally got to here. So
Well, yeah, that's it. Gotta
yeah,
what you gotta do.
hmm do that, and then yeah. Initially, I'm from Belleville, Ontario, so it's just a lot smaller town.
Oh,
It's close to Kingston, 3 hours away from Waterloo, and it's a lot smaller. So coming here was a big change. A lot more people.
you came because of university then?
Yeah, initially
Oh,
university,
okay, okay.
and
Awesome,
then
awesome.
I started working in the kitchen. Really enjoyed that, so stuck with that for a while as well. And then yeah,
Awesome, awesome, man. And yeah, so and currently, how long you been working at Bao?
a little over a year and a half now.
Awesome,
Yeah,
awesome, amazing. Yeah, that's it, man. So you're gonna graduate it, been working in the kitchen, you like it. Hopefully, you maybe gonna
yeah,
keep going in the kitchen or gonna,
yeah,
take a job
exactly.
with whatever you're gonna be like graduating. It's good, But and how was getting into jujitsu? Who got like did you see it on that how did you know about jiu-jitsu? How did you get to know?
So I think the first time I ever really heard about it was back in high school, maybe 8, 9 years ago. I had a friend who signed up for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I was like, oh, like, what's that? And I had no idea. And he told me a little bit about it. And then he went to his first class. And he was like, man, that was insane. The workout, the warm-up was so hard. It was deadly. And then I was just like, oh, that's like so interesting. And then he started showing me, introduced me to UFC and MMA. And so I started getting into that a bit more. And then over the past couple of years, I started to just watch it a lot. And then I started getting into a bit of Muay Thai.
Okay.
And then afterwards, like continue watching it. With COVID hitting, the pandemic happening, I had a lot more time. So I wanted to find somewhere
To
to start
train.
learning to train. Um, I emailed a couple places here and there, but everyone was saying, "Oh, we can't do anything right now because of the pandemic." So I was like, "Okay, that's too bad." Um, and then from there, I just once things actually opened up, that's when the owner of the restaurant, Chris, he actually
Yeah.
introduced me. Said, "Here, like there's an opportunity for us to go if you want to try it out." I said, "Yeah, 100%. I would love to try it." Tried it for the first class, and I mean, knew nothing, didn't know what I was doing, but I just loved it. It was, I know, a lot of fun, and especially once I started rolling. That's even that first time rolling. That's when I realized, like, oh, there's a lot to learn. There's
Yeah.
a lot of improvement to be made, and yeah, it's something that I think that I could learn if I put in the work. So I was like, okay,
Yeah. Awesome. So you got to know jiu-jitsu in high school and then took that long time to try the first class, right?
yeah, yeah,
You
long
came, you
time.
came, you came with us, you came to Cambridge BJJ, and so Chris, was the one that told you about it. How he knew that you kind of like it?
We would talk about fights. We would talk about UFC fights, things like
Okay.
this. Oh, did you see this last fight? Did you see this? Oh, did you see how he submitted this guy? And stuff like that. And then he told me, he's like, oh, I actually go to jiu-jitsu at Cambridge. And I was like, oh, like, if there's ever a chance you can take me, please do. I would love to go. And then eventually he was able to set it up.
That's
So
nice. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, that's nice. So Chris was preaching jiu-jitsu too. That's good, you know.
yeah, yeah,
I know he's a beginner too. He started he trained, he told me he trained in another gym in Cambridge and then he came to us. He was already training, but then he kind of didn't like the place, so then he came to us. So he
yeah.
has a little bit more experience than you,
Mm-hmm.
but that's good to know, you know, that he's already like he liked so much too, and you know, told you about the training that he was doing. Then you came and you like it. You know, I'm happy that you like, of course. But so then when your friend like in high school told you about jiu-jitsu, what came in your mind? Did you had an idea what jiu-jitsu was by the time?
Not fully. I understood like a little bit that it was like grappling on the ground, and there's like working on like submissions and stuff like that. But I didn't really understand like the depth of what jujitsu could be. I just
Uh,
kind of had a broad idea of, oh, like from here you could go for like if you have someone's back, you could go for a rear naked choke. Like it's something that
that
I
you
saw in movies and stuff, or like
okay,
heard,
yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
okay, okay, but I didn't fully understand. Like, yeah, you can go for so many different
The
other things.
complexity,
Yeah,
whatever you can do, right? The much you can.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. So then, does your friend still train?
Not anymore actually. No, he
Not
stopped.
anymore.
No, he stopped. He stopped. Yeah,
I know it happens a lot, to be honest. You know, a
yeah.
lot of people start and then life hits you. You gotta see and manage well to keep doing jiu-jitsu throughout the, you know, the whole time. To be
Hmm.
idea, the point that I really like to point it out is like you, if you want to train jiu-jitsu and you really like it, you gotta look to the longevity of the training you want to do.
Right.
You know, sometimes you're young and you want to compete. It doesn't matter. You don't need to be young to compete, you know. But if you want to compete, you gotta put a little bit more extra time in the mat. And if you don't have that time, you're not gonna be trying to spend, you know, like going to tournaments and stuff. If you're
Yeah.
looking to train jiu-jitsu to like make a lifestyle and be there for the rest of your life, you gotta balance well. You gotta have work, you gotta have family, you gotta do your stuff and keep jiu-jitsu always there. If not, you're gonna lose the passion like anything, you know. But once you get to know more and more like you now, you're starting to come more times, you know, more often. The like the more class you do, you're evolving all the time. Like some question that you come like, hey man, what can I do to get better? Right? Like the last time we train, you come to me and you say that, I was like, no, don't worry, man, you're gonna get there. You know, I know that you're hungry. You know, I know that you go there. So after your first class, how was the feeling? You're like, oh, I want to come back, I want to do it. How did you feel?
Um, Good, excited. Like yeah, I wanted to come back. I was ready to come back like right away. I wanted to go pretty much the next day.
Next day, right?
It's just, yeah, maybe I was, it's a different kind of like also workout. Just
Uh-huh.
things I hadn't really done before, the way I hadn't used my body. Never really done anything like that. So it's very unique and interesting. And then, uh, yeah, I just wanted to learn. I wanted to learn really bad, get better.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I see that. I see that. And how was like your expectation? Did you before you come, like before you step in the gym and do the first class? What were you thinking?
um, I was really nervous because I wasn't sure if I was gonna get smashed right away, or like if some people gonna be nice, or if I was just gonna get worked really hard, what was gonna happen. And
Uh,
so I was asking my friend too, who had done it before, and I was just like, oh, like what should I focus on? What should I do when I go in? And he's just saying like have an open mind, just be respectful, be kind, and just take it as it goes, and see what happens. Like you're probably not gonna do anything crazy. You're not gonna be able to submit anyone, anything crazy like that. You're probably gonna get smashed, but it's not gonna be too bad, and you'll
well,
learn from it.
that was a great advice. A great
Mhm.
advice. So you came, and then after the class. So yeah, we kind of I asked something similar, but so after the class, your expectation, did anything went down or just went up? Like how did you say, oh man, I thought it would be this way, and then it happened that way? How was it?
Um, No, I mean, I try to just listen to the advice of my friends, stay as open as possible. So I was open to everything. It was really awesome to see the warm up, the
Did
drilling
you think anything was
going.
kind of really hard at the beginning, like the warm up?
Um,
You know, some people they have like some difficult to do,
shrimping,
like
shrimping. I could never.
shrimping.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I watched everyone beside me. They're doing it. I tried to do it, and I just felt like I was just
A
stuck
lot of
there.
people get stuck there,
And
yeah.
I
But
didn't know what to
it just
do.
comes so quick
Yeah,
after, you know.
yeah,
We're gonna be doing every single day pretty much on the warm up,
mhm,
on drilling, on training. You gotta shrimp to escape. You gotta get
exactly
distance, you know.
right.
And the more you're gonna come to training, it's just about this COVID thing, you know. We just gotta
Yeah,
wait this get done, and then we can
yeah, exactly.
go in and train pretty much every day as much as we can, morning, afternoon, night, whatever we can
Oh,
do. Oh
hopefully as soon as possible. Hopefully.
yeah, oh yeah. But so whenever you thought like, man, I will finally train, like whenever Chris talked to you, why like what was your thought? Like, I want to train because I want to defend myself. I want to learn how to fight. What was like in your mind before you actually say, okay, I want to go. I like it because you kind of like it,
Mhm.
but what was your goal for it?
Um,
What
couple.
is your goal
I
actually? What
I'd
is your
say couple different things. Firstly, yeah, self-defense, 100%. I think that for me, I've never felt too confident, I guess I would say, and being able to like defend myself or the people who I care about around me, stuff like that, if anything was to ever happen. So having a bit more confidence and being able to know that I can handle myself a bit better, I think
sure?
that was a one goal. The other one I saw like an art or like a skill, something that I could learn and I could just put in the work and learn. I was really admire the ability that to put in the work and it will show.
Uh-huh.
Um, and so I like that. And then I think the third thing for me was there's a I want to have a amateur MMA fight at some point if I
Okay.
get the chance.
Awesome.
At least just one, just because I want the experience. And I
Yeah.
think if it's MMA, you have to get all realms of mixed martial
Oh
arts,
yeah, for
right?
sure.
So,
For sure.
so I want to get the ground game and work on like stand-up game, all of it. So I think
Awesome.
that's where it will really help me as well. So
That's good. That's good. I didn't know that. That's awesome, man. Like MMA fights, it's something like pretty good. You know, you gotta be tough. You gotta go out there, train a lot, and even to amateur, you know, you don't want to go there and get smashed, right? You're gonna go
exactly
there and at
right,
least put up a good fight
exactly right.
and be ready to whatever happens, right? I
Mhm.
like MMA too. You know, I trained a lot. I trained Muay Thai. I did boxing back home in Brazil. Jiu-Jitsu, I trained just a little bit. I train a lot more here. I train all the way to black belt here. I really like it. I never got into really MMA because was something like I already have a injury and I don't want to, you see I
Right.
always whenever I was in class like complaining about my hip, my knees,
Hmm.
and I was being scared to like get really hit on it and just get worse, you know.
Right, right.
But it for sure it always been something that I definitely would be down to do it. I like it, you know, I like the challenge. It's something like very another level. You're gonna be ready to get hit and hit somebody, but
Right.
all in the sport level, you know, nothing like
Exactly.
you don't want to go out there and fight
Yeah.
somebody or
Yeah. Not just violence, but more the competition, like a
exactly
sport,
the
right? Yeah.
competition, exactly. We like competition, but being competing in jiu-jitsu for a long time, you know, I was down to any competition, never back out. Like I don't think I ever went there and said, "Oh, I don't want to fight" or whatever. I always, you know, put on the line. I really like it. I could encourage everybody to at least try once on a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament because it's an amazing experience and you build up another type of confidence. You know,
Right.
I'm sure whenever we have a chance, you're gonna be there because I definitely want to bring out everybody. You
Yeah.
know,
Yes, please.
and
Sign me up.
I'm sure it's gonna be a great experience. If you never have you done any type of like tournament for any sport?
Just back in high school, just like volleyball, hockey, a couple
Okay.
different sports here and there, but nothing, I guess, in terms of martial arts sports.
But you like competing then?
But yeah, no, I enjoy competing.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. Whenever we're gonna be able to, man, we're gonna go as a team and have people
Awesome.
there. You know, like, this is gonna be great. So, and then like as a white belt now, what's like the challenge that you have like I was constantly thinking and doing the role like this, the experience you had, because I've seen you already rolling with like some people of your weight and bigger guys. And I see, I myself from outside, I can see some, difficulties that you have, but I want to know from yourself, like, what do you think you have like a big challenge?
Um, I think the biggest thing for me is trying to slow down in the moment and not always be reacting to everything
Uh-huh.
that's happening, but allow myself
Good point.
to focus on, I guess, what I should be doing next, and in terms of how I should be passing, how should I keep that control, what kind of submissions I should be going for while
Uh-huh.
like maintaining the control. Because I know it's a lot of times for me, I will focus too hard on a certain submission, and then from there I just completely lose control and I'll get
Uh-huh.
swept. And then it's from there it's just working from the bottom back up to get to control. Um, but I think that's probably the biggest thing. And then the other thing is um,
Do
probably
you
just being able to breathe and relax. Yeah, I can
uh-huh.
go back to like
Yeah,
breathe
get
and
more control. No, for sure, definitely. One thing follows the other. Whenever you get the control to be able to think more for the submission, that's when you're gonna be breathing. You're gonna be breathing, resting. So then that's the time you're gonna be like, okay, now I want to do this and go for it and prepare, get the setups, right? This will come with time, and the more time you put on the mat, the faster it will come. Have you already like realized a opposition or a game that you like play on the top or play on the bottom? What do you like so far now?
um, for me, I quite enjoy full guard from the bottom, working from full guard almost.
Whenever you
Maybe
have,
it's be
whenever you have somebody on your close guard.
yeah, someone in my close guard. I think it's because before I watched a lot of Eddie Bravo and like rubber
Uh-huh.
guard stuff, and
even
so
even before training.
yeah.
Okay.
I used to, yeah, like before training, I'd say like a couple of months before even my first class, I would just watch a lot of Eddie Bravo videos, like
Awesome.
John Denner, just
Awesome.
a lot of different videos, trying to understand. Even though I couldn't really experience it, I still try to wrap my head around it. And
Wow.
I think,
Amazing.
yeah, just because watching so much Eddie Bravo, I really want to try to work the rubber guard. Uh, but
Awesome.
that being said, I think next best thing for me is, yeah, once I get to full mount, I feel like I just have a lot of control there. But it's always really difficult to get there, I find. But
Awesome. Awesome. So you're gonna be probably focusing to get better on your close guard and working out from there. That's pretty good, man. That's a good start. Like just advice, I would say try to get better in the basics as much as you can, because all the advanced stuff will come easily once you really understand the basic. Like as you said, you've been listening to Ed Bravo and John Denahan. These guys, they have like a great mind for jiu-jitsu. Like I was teaching online and doing stuff, speaking out like their own ideas. About jiu-jitsu, I agree with a lot of stuff. Their own ideas out of what side of jiu-jitsu is another type of talk, but inside of like the jiu-jitsu game, there are two legends that always put out like great things. I really like John Denahan. John Denahan,
yeah,
man, his mind and his stuff, whenever he puts out some stuff, it's just like unbelievable. It's a very good guy to get motivated at. Do you have any guy that you like beside these other guys, anybody else that you really like to watch?
honestly, recently I say I just been watching a lot of the Gracie brothers,
Oh,
Henner and Hoist. And then
yes.
some Hickson, like mainly Henry and Hoist Gracie, and
Uh-huh.
watching their videos online. But I've been watching a lot of that, so I'd say those two I really enjoy. In terms of competition, um, really like Gordon Ryan and Gary Tonin.
Ryan. Oh, everybody talking about the
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
nowadays.
yeah. So
Putting out there a lot of a pretty good work. I like his jiu-jitsu. I don't like his attitude, just as many other people
yeah, yeah.
that's the same. But he's great on the mats, training and competing. The guy just puts out, like amazing work. There's
Mhm.
nothing to talk about against that. And whoever does is just hating. And a lot of people hate on him anyways, but he does have a pretty good jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
you know?
And I think it's two things, right? The personality and what he does outside, but then when you actually look at him on the mats and how he performs the mats, it shows for itself. He's very
Yeah,
skilled,
for
I
sure,
think.
for
So
sure. It's yeah, he can speak and go do it, he
yeah,
can do that actually. But it is what it is. I think the philosophy that I like is like totally different, and when people look after for martial art, I believe they're looking for like a really nice philosophy and trying to follow that, right? Like
right,
you know for sure that there is many, like whoever does gi and has that philosophy with jiu-jitsu, like going throughout the belts and having the respect for, for the match, for each other, for the training partner, for the coach, is like very different from whatever these guys are bringing nowadays.
100%, 100%.
The philosophy will help you with many things, I would say confidence and in being able to put yourself in many like situations that you haven't been at. That's what the philosophy of jiu-jitsu actually puts you, make you go out of your comfort zone,
Right.
so you're like a person like yourself. I always really like to try it, never try it. And then when you have the opportunity to say, okay, I want to try it, and then you meet the jiu-jitsu plus the philosophy, this will teach you a lot. I'm sure just like this small time that you've been like training, there is some difference. You have like, is there anything that you can mention that you already like, oh man, I've been thinking different because of jiu-jitsu of that? Maybe a sense of fight, maybe like a little bit more confidence walking around at work. Is there anything that you already
Mm.
feel difference at?
Yeah, I'd say in the general, since I started going to class, just an overall feeling better, like on a day-to-day basis. Uh, like on an emotional level, or just about
Uh-huh.
myself or how I do when I'm walking around, just feel better. So there's that. Anytime I go to class, like I always feel so much better after class. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to go to class. I go to class, I feel so much better.
Exactly.
Um,
It's funny. A lot of people say that. Oh, I don't know if I want to go to class. Oh, I'm not gonna go. And then they go after they go to class after class, just like, whoo, thank God I came to class, right?
100%. Yeah, I can't. The amount of times that I feel that, even though I've only been going so short, such a short time, the amount of times I feel that, it's like, oh, I don't know if I should go to them. I'm very tired. It's like I go so much better.
I know, makes a lot of difference, especially in the day. Sometimes you're feeling bad or you had a tough day at work. You go there, you train. Sometimes somebody smash you so bad, right? But then you just come out like, man, today was a good day.
100%.
You think your day was like a lot of shit, but then you get there, somebody smash you even worse. But then you leave the mat like feeling really good.
Oh yeah, it's the weirdest thing. Yeah, I mean, for me, every time I go to class, I'm always getting smashed. So, but it feels every time it feels just so good after class.
Well, yeah, for
Um,
sure. The workout, like you go there, you put out, you sweat,
yeah,
you take everything that is inside of you and you just
yeah,
clean, right?
exactly, exactly. So, yeah, I say those two things is what I've going. And then I say another thing is for me, I noticed now I can't stop thinking about jujitsu more than before. Sometimes I just feel like, oh, well, what could that happen there? I see something, it's like, oh, maybe that could happen now. I go to class, even sometimes I don't go to class, I'm just constantly thinking, oh, what can I do? How can I do this? Or maybe if I try this, or if I try this, like,
Exactly, exactly. It is like that. I know I've been there. I still think of jiu-jitsu every time too, like I'm at work, I'm doing stuff, I'm always watching videos, I'm always thinking of some position, I'm always thinking what I'm gonna teach, like even though we have a curriculum to follow, like it's not like we get to the gym and we're gonna, oh, I'm gonna teach this. No, I have something throughout the year, schedule. This month we're gonna have these classes, the other month we're gonna have other classes, and I have to follow that because it's not, if it's something like really focused to teach you, step by step. So I have to be always thinking the best way to put out there, so that's what jiu-jitsu kind of makes me feel better too, because I'm always trying to put the best
right,
for the students, you know, so I can always in some way I'm learning to, because I have to think in a way to teach you, and this way I'm learning, even though I'm not training as much as I really wanted with the training partner that I had before, you know, with the guys I really like training. I'm spending the time like teaching all the people so I can build up a really good team and then have my own training. It's just like that. I can't stop, you know, I can't stop. I'm sure you working, you're doing stuff for the restaurant, but you can compare many situations with jiu-jitsu. And that's how it's gonna be for a while, man. I trust me. It's like the white belts the beginning, you really like it. But if you really put jiu-jitsu in a way that you want to take out there for 10 to 20 years, 30 years, you have to manage well. Keep thinking on jiu-jitsu all the time, because that's what keeps the fire on.
Right.
But mix it up and have the time for it. You're like jiu-jitsu, work. But I was, you know, trying to manage really well so you can keep
Right.
doing that, man. It's
Right.
it's something so good that I can't stop too. I just can't stop, you know. There is situations that I get myself thinking so much. I try to explain situation at work with jiu-jitsu. You know, like, it's just like jiu-jitsu, man. You have to start like this and then you're gonna end up like that. Anything I always think an example to jiu-jitsu. Until now, you think it's like you see yourself training more, like, of course that you're like very excited. I want to train, like you said, I keep thinking, but do you see yourself, okay, one day I want to be a black belt? Do you have this? Have you ever thought on this? Like, I want to be, not saying that you have to think on the belts. Oh, I want to get my blue belt, I want to get my purple belt. I'm asking you, have you already think, oh, I want to be a black belt? Do you have this type of thoughts, or you think like, no, I want to keep doing jiu-jitsu, training? Everybody has different thoughts, you know?
Right.
But if you see it in my mind, when I started, I was like, you know what? I want to be a black belt. I had it. Have you ever thought on this?
To be honest, quite a lot.
Quite a lot.
Quite a lot. I was like, yeah, I want to do it, but I want to make sure that I don't get too ahead of myself. I don't want to think, oh, I'm gonna get, next 5, 10 years. It's gonna take a lot of time
Uh-huh.
and a lot of work. I know that, but I just want to make sure that I try to remind myself that. But no, I think about it a lot. It's like, yeah, I want to be a black. I want to get to just to a point where I feel like I'm proficient, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, I would say we always keep learning, right? Always. There is no
this
from
never stops, right?
exactly. You never stop. But if you really think of that, it's already a good start, you know, because it's not like I said, it's not about like, oh, I need my belt or I want to get this belt. It's about like putting the work. It's gonna take time. It
Yeah.
takes time. But if you're willing to put the work, that's it. You gotta make it happen. Training is there. Just gotta put out some work. Is there anything on the jiu-jitsu that you have seen like, oh, I think if I get to this point, like, well, you have in mind, okay, I want to compete, you want to compete, but have you thought like, oh, I want to compete, but I'm not sure if I will do, like, this is the idea that a lot of people has told, like they told me, and I'm just trying to put it out in a way. Oh, I want to compete, but I'm kind of scared of hurting myself. Oh, I want to compete, but I don't like losing. Do you have any type of these thoughts? What's your thought about it?
Um, for me, I'm not worried about losing. I'm not worried about getting hurt. I guess my biggest worry is that I go into something and I'm not ready.
Uh-huh.
And so whereas like I want to compete, and even right now, if I could compete, I would love to, but I also probably I recognize like I don't think I'm ready, and I maybe I am, I don't know, but I don't think I am. And so I guess looking to see like with the coaches, with you, with Nas, and until you guys like ask you guys, do you guys think I'm ready to compete? And say, okay, you guys think I'm ready? Let's do this.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. It's
Mhm.
for sure it's a very common thought too. A lot of people is just like, no, I don't know. I'm scared to get injury or I'm not ready, you know. But yeah, the time will tell you for sure, you know. You just gotta keep training and putting out some work, and this is gonna happen. And I can't wait to happen too, because I really want to compete too, you know, be out there cheering, screaming, coaching you guys. And this is the whole purpose, to be honest. Be there, and this is the lifestyle, you know. You that I choose. You can maybe in the future, if you really want to stick with it, you can choose that too, and just follow the passion. Doesn't need to work with jiu-jitsu. You can do whatever, but if you want to follow the lifestyle, it's out there, you know.
Right, right.
But you know what, like I tell this to a lot of people, jiu-jitsu is out there for everybody. It's just up to you to put the work and make it happen, you know. The
Right,
belts will
right.
come anyways, but
Hmm.
if you're willing to put the work, man, that's all you gotta do. Is there anything that you could like tell people that like they want to start jiu-jitsu and they haven't? Is there anything that you can like, man, go for it? Like something that you already realize that people for sure will only realize when they try it?
I would say at least for the very first class, just what my friend told me, go in with an open mind and take it at whatever happens, kind of happens. Treat it more like a workout. Like, if you're going to like a bicycle class or something like that, yoga class, like it's just more of a workout. You'll be learning things. Um, but past that, you'll be very beginner, so it's just a lot more of a workout than anything else, I think. And if anything, then workout's good.
You're
Nothing
gonna
wrong
you're
with that. Yeah.
gonna have some muscle pain that you never had before, right?
Exactly,
Never
exactly.
use those muscles to make so much power.
Oh yeah, 100%. I remember first class ever, someone's shoulder smashed me, and I
Uh-huh.
tried to push back with my head, and then the next day the muscles in my neck are hurting. I was like, I never had muscle soreness in my neck. This is weird.
And then it's like, where did this come from, right? It's like, oh.
I was like, yeah, the shoulder smash. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
That's funny. I know it is like that, man. Brendan, I really appreciate the time you took to come and do a episode of First Impression with me. I know you just really started and you really like it because I can see that. I see every time you come into class, you're putting out the work, you have questions, and this is pretty good. Keep it doing that because whoever never asks, they never get the answers. Who never, how can I say that? Whoever never asks something will never get the answer they need, you know?
Right,
So
right,
if you have any question, just put go out there to anybody or any gym you go, you need any question, just ask the coach and this will always keep evolving in your mind.
right.
I see that you put out the work, like I said, and man, keep going, keep training. Soon you're gonna be, whenever you whatever you want to be with jiu-jitsu, you're going to be able to, because I can see that you really trying to put the work, just keep
Awesome. I
going
appreciate that.
and you're going to reach this out, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much one more time, and we talk soon.
Yeah, talk soon. Take care, man.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.